guys, DM Philosopher here, Matt's the name. I'm just going to go through my latest pack here. So what we've got is we've got the 3-level manor. So it's a very posh house, very large house, good for your lords or people of influence. Could be based inside a city, or it could be out in sort of not out in the wilderness, but on the outlying areas of civilization. So your lord could be running his lands from this type of house. Very large, lots of space for guests and visitors and so on like that. So let's get stuck in there and have a look at this map. Alright, so what we've got is we've got level 1 here. So this is level 1 of the manor house. It's surrounded in gardens, and it's got a couple of paths. This is kind of like a service path here, and it has access way to the kitchens and the storeroom and so on. So that's kind of where your servants would bring in their wagons of goods that they have to bring in to service the house. We've got a sort of a path along here. This is a bit more of a picturesque, nice path out to one of the back areas. But anyway, so let's you arrive in here, and we've got a grand staircase that goes up to level 2. Now there's a good picture of this in the point of view shots, and I'll point that out when we get to it. So this is the main entrance hall. We've got immediate access through to 2 sort of reception rooms. We've got a very large office here, should visitors or guests arrive and need to conduct business. We've got a casual sort of lounge here for people that are arriving just for a quick talk or something like that. We've got a couple of offices here. These offices are again for businesses, but probably for people that aren't the lord and so on like that. So be it their seneschal or advisors or something like that. So there's a couple of offices there, and we've got a more luxurious sort of lounge here that guests can be led to here, and that's got access way out to this area here. You can see that the path comes through here to the front, so maybe guests could be told to come through to the back or something along those lines. Really, it's up to the DM. We've got lots of trees in the garden. We've got a low wall that wraps around the whole area, and that sort of means that it can be part of the inside the city. So that could mark the barrier to the next house and gardens and something like that, because this will be in a very rich part of the city, or it could be out in the countryside, and it would just be the start of the fields or something like that. We've got a kitchen here. We've got a storeroom here. Let's just go in for some detail here. So you've got quite a few barrels of the beers and wines and something like that would be used by the house. And we've got a storeroom here with more bottles. We've got a storeroom here, so more barrels and boxes and crates of goods. And this here, so this is the servants sort of area here. This is the largest area that the servants have in the whole house, so this is where the servants would be quartered. I think I counted it, there's room for about 27 servants. You've got a single bedroom here, probably for the main servant, the lead servant, the person who's in charge of the household staff. But you could pack in more if you turn to these. These are all single beds in these rooms, and this room here, they're bunks in these rooms here, so you could turn those into bunks and just verbally say that that's a bunk and not a bed, and you could pack in quite a lot more servants. This here is an office for the chief of staff, as such, of the household staff. So he's got his own little office there, and that accesses through to here. So this is the servants wing, and that's the head of staff's desk, and so on. So you can see that there's plenty of room here. Anyway, so that's the basic map. That's the gridded map. We've got the gridless map. We've got the nighttime gridded map and the nighttime gridless map. The level 1 point of view shots, here you can see the staircase. There's actually a better shot of this from the level 2, because you can see the level 2 in the shot. But anyway, that's the staircase. We've got one of the reception office with the reception lounge. We've got the 2 offices for the advisors or just bureaucrats in general. We've got the luxurious lounge, the kitchen, that's the storeroom out the back, and then we've got the office for the chief of staff, and then servants' quarters, and then the same at night time. So exactly the same locations and angles, just with a nighttime filter on it. And that brings us through to level 2. So we've got level 2 here. So we've got the grand staircase leading up to level 2, and here's the staircase leading up to level 3. You'll notice that the servants have got their own staircase so that they can operate without being seen, basically, and maneuver through so that they can service the whole house. We've got the dining hall here. So this is the main dining hall. This is when the lord of the house wishes to invite lots of guests and something like that. So I think there's room for seating for like 90 odd people in this room. So you could have a good sized party in that room. This is the more serviceable dining room, so there's still plenty of seating, but it's a bit more intimate. And here we've got a office. This is a much more luxurious office. You can see there's a couple of couches in here, as well as the desk and plenty of books and the like. We've got an auditorium or a theatre or something like that, so you can see that there's plenty of luxurious seating and a stage here that you could have a very renowned bard coming to entertain the guests. And then here we've sort of got an open sort of ballroom, party room, whatever it is that the Lord wants. It's a very versatile space, so that could be filled with whatever you choose, but I kind of see it as a ballroom. And then we've got access out here to a balcony. You can see the pillars that were supporting it on level 1. So that's level 2. This is very much the used space. This is the entertaining space. This is the space for important people as such. We've got the same map there in gridless and gridded night and gridless night. So this would be when the balls are on and the dinner guests are being served and so on. Here's the shot of that reception hall. So you can see level 1 down here, and the way it accesses level 2. Here is the auditorium or stage. You could have actors or something there. We've got the ballroom, the dining room, a couple of shots of the dining room, the more intimate dining room. I could also imagine that this would, if the Lord invited the other local lords, this is where they could sort of sit down and have a planning session, I suppose, or a war room or something like that. Here we've got the intimate office. And another shot of sort of the hallway that leads through to the ballroom, and the dining room is behind, and another shot there. So exactly the same shots at night time. And then we get to level 3, and this is the main quarters area for the Lord and guests and so on. Okay, so what we've got is we've got sort of the 3 master suites. This one here is the master suite. It's got 2 washrooms surrounding it. As you access it through this door here, you can see that they've got 2 washrooms. It's the most luxurious suite, and then you've got these 2 other master suites. They've got 1 washroom that can be accessed by the guests there. Large double beds, even larger double bed for the master suite. It's all carpeted through the hallway, and then you got the guest rooms as well. So these are the sort of main guest rooms. You can see that there's 4 of them, plus there's these 2 extra rooms packed with 8 beds. These are bunks as well. So visiting dignitaries can bring sort of their staff as well to be quartered. And then we've got 2 more guest suites. These are much larger guest suites, and they've got space for couches or 2. And also space for their staff as well. So these are all bunks in these rooms. So there's 10 in that room, 10 beds in that, or 10 beds in that room, 10 beds in that room, and 10 beds in each of these rooms. So there's a lot of space for the staff. But you can imagine that, you know, those dignitaries that arrive with a lot of staff, they'd be posted here with their staff over there, whether it's nights or something like that, it doesn't really matter. It's just extra space there. And here we've got sort of the lower level guests, you know, not lords that deserve full-on space, but definitely there's individual beds of a nicer caliber, a little bit of space there. So again, say the adventurers are visiting a lord and the lord wants to put them up, unless they're very valued, he might put them in this room here, so they've got space to bed down, to store their gear and so on like that. And here we've got another space for staff that accompany the lords that are visiting, or overflow staff if the lord's putting people up. What we've got here is this is the top of the servants' staircase, so the servants have got full access to their house. But what we've got here is extra tables, which I'd imagine would be manned by guards. Guards would occupy this space so that if the servants are coming up the stairs to service the top level with very important people, they sort of undergo a bit of scrutiny at this level here. Obviously, household staff would be recognised by guards on site, but should there be any extra staff that are going through and servicing their own lords, they might get a guard escort at this point so that they don't wreak havoc or go spying or something like that. So definitely a very detailed map, very large map. These maps take ages to do, so I hope you appreciate it. So we've got the same map in gridless form, nighttime gridded and nighttime gridless, and here we've got again the point of view shots. So here's the main stairwell up into the carpeted area. We've got Master Suite 1, Master Suite 2, Master Suite 3, a washroom. This is that guards area at the top of the servant stairs, the smaller guest rooms, and back to the nighttime shots. So that is the battle mat for the 3-level manor. It's a lot of map that you're getting there. Definitely good for your city adventures. Very good also for the large lord's manor house that lies out in the wilderness, and that could be surrounded by farms or forests and something like that. A lot of space there for people to be staying and visiting and so on. So that is the 3-level manor house. I hope you enjoy it. Hope it enriches your games. You can find that on RPG Now. I'll post a link for it underneath my YouTube clip, and so that's the 3-level manor. You happy gaming, people?